Correct.
Can we stand for the national anthem? Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning, distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. The time is now 11 a.m. and it is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to our 64th annual general meeting of our company, which, having been properly convened with sufficient quorum as confirmed by the registrars, I now declare open. Before the business of the day, will someone please lead us in a short opening prayer? Perhaps someone do for a Muslim prayer.
صلوا على النبي الكريم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على النبي الكريم.
Thank you. And a Christian prayer, please.
In Jesus' name. Can we please stand up for Christian opening prayer? In Jesus' name. Everlasting God, we thank you for the opportunity given to us to be here again this morning. We thank you for the gift of life. Accept our thanks in Jesus' name. Everlasting Father, we commit our today's meeting unto your hand. We pray that you take absolute control of today's meeting in Jesus' name. We pray to you, O Lord, that after today's meeting, all the glory be yours and blessing be ours in Jesus' name. At the end of our deliberations today, we pray that we have all cause to glorify your holy name. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.
Thank you. I would now like to introduce some of our directors and officers. I can report that since the last annual general meeting, there have been no changes to the board composition. Consequently, the board is composed of 7 directors, comprising 2 independent non-executive directors, 4 non-executive directors, and 1 executive director, who is also the managing director. Their profiles are contained in the annual reports. While this is outside the reporting period, the board, order please, order. Well, point, I know, can we please, thank you. While this is outside the reporting period, the board effected the appointment of a new chief financial officer, Mrs. Nkechi Ojeokon, who comes with rich financial experience, having served as the chief financial officer at the Big Bottling Company Limited and finance director at Champions Brewery PLC. I confirm that the register of directors' shareholding is available for inspection by members in compliance with the provisions of Section 301, subsection 8 of the Company and Allied Matters Act 2020, and that this can be examined at the registrar's table. Before moving to the formal aspect of the meeting, I would like to introduce the directors and secretary who will stand up to be recognized when called. From my extreme right are Mrs. Erejo Agbadebo, Independent Non-Executive Director. Next to her is Mr. Kunle Olowokonde, Non-Executive Director. To my immediate right is Mrs. Alaba Fagun, the Managing Director. From my extreme left are Dr. Ogechi Iheanacho, Non-Executive Director. Next to her is Mr. Raj Mangtani, Non-Executive Director. And then Mrs. Aisha Omar, Independent Non-Executive Director. I am Mr. Abi Aida, your chairman. And beside me is Mrs. Amolara Bello, our company secretary, legal advisor. I want to also introduce the members of the audit committee representing our distinguished shareholders who are seated just in front of the stage to my extreme left. They are Mr. Chibuzo Eke, chairman of the committee. Mrs. Mary Shofolahon, member. And Mr. Taiwo Afiju, member. Next to them are the representatives of our external auditors, KPMG Professional Services, Ms. Omolara Ogun, and Mr. Emeka Elukeme. Beside them is the representative of our board appraisers, DCSL Corporate Services Limited, Ms. Oluwa Busola Ajanaku. Also in front of the stage to my extreme right is the representatives of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Mr. Adewoyi Adeyemi. The representative of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, Mr. Bonaventure Onwuji. The representative of the Corporate Affairs Commission. Okay, they're not absent. They're joining virtually, thank you. And then the representative of our registrars, Meristem registrars, Mrs. Nkechi Elu Okoye. I would also like to recognize all the shareholders and staff of our company, Berger business partners, members of the press, and other distinguished dignitaries present. Thank you. I thank you for your usual decorum at our meetings and wish to appeal to any member who wishes to ask a question, make comments, move or second the motion to please raise his or her hand, and the microphone will be provided to you. May I call on the company secretary legal advisor to read the notice convening this meeting. I heard you. I'm going to address that in due course. Thank you.
Good morning. Notice of 64th Annual General Meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 64th Annual General Meeting of Berger Paints Nigerian PLC will be held at Lagos Marriott Hotel Ikeja, 122 Joel Ogunaike Street, Ikeja GRA, Lagos State, on Tuesday, 14 May 2024 at 11 a.m. or so soon thereafter to transact the following business. Ordinary business, to receive the audited financial statements for the year ended 31 December 2023, together with the reports of the directors, auditors, board appraisals, and audit committee thereon. 2, to declare a final dividend. 3, to re-elect the following directors retiring by rotation: Mr. Abi Aida, Mr. Adekunle Olowokonde. 4, to appoint auditors of the company. 5, to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. 6, to disclose the remuneration of the managers of the company. 7, to elect members of the audit committee. Special business, to approve the remuneration of directors. 9, to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution as an ordinary resolution of the company.
that the general mandate given to the company to enter into recurrent transactions of a revenue or training nature with related parties or interested persons for the company's day-to-day operations be and is hereby renewed. With your kind permission, shareholders, may I consider the notes as read? Thank you. This notice is dated the 12th day of April 2024 by order of the board. Signed, Omla Bello, Company Secretary, Legal Advisor. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary. Dear shareholders, my statement is contained on pages 13 to 17 of the annual reports. With your permission, can we take it as read? I now call on the representative of the company's external auditors, KPMG Professional Services, to present their report on the financial statements for the year ended December 2023, which has been included in the annual report and accounts. It is on page 65 of the annual report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning again, shareholders. The independent auditor's report is on page 65. With your permission, I'd like to take the section of the report on the audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements and the section on the report on the legal and regulatory framework. Thank you. Independent auditor's report to the shareholders of Berger Paints Nigeria PLC. Report on the audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the consolidated and separate financial statements of Berger Paints Nigeria PLC, the company, and its subsidiaries, together the group which comprised the consolidated and separate statement of financial position as at 31 December 2023, the consolidated and separate statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, the consolidated and separate statement of changes in equity, the consolidated and separate statements of cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes comprising material accounting policies and other explanatory information. In our opinion, the accompanying consolidated and separate financial statements give a true and fair view of the consolidated and separate financial position of the company and its subsidiary as at 31 December 2023, and of its consolidated and separate financial performance and its consolidated and separate statements of cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with the IFRS accounting standards as issued by the International Accounting Standards Board, IFRS accounting standards, and in the manner required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAMA 2020, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, Amendment Act 2023. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. Compliance with the requirements of Schedule 5 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAMA 2020. 1. We have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and believe, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2. In our opinion, proper books of account have been kept by the company so far as appears from our examination of those books. 3. The company statement of financial position and statement of profits or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts. Signed by myself, Omolara Ogun, on 31 March 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll just take us back because I wanted to invite the Health, Safety and Environment Officer of the Lagos Marriott Hotel to give us an important safety briefing for the conduct of this AGM. So I'd like to call on Mr. Ebuka Miracle. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ebuka Miracle. So I'll be here to take you on safety and security briefing. We welcome you to Lagos Marriott Hotel Ikeja, which is located at the heart of GRA Ikeja, number 122 Jologunaike Street. We wish to reassure you that Lagos Marriott Hotel is safe with security and safety measures put in place. During the course of this event, you will hear the sound of alarm. This alarm comes up sometimes. When it comes up, please remain calm. Do not panic. We have the EROT team of Lagos Marriott Hotel. We call them the emergency rescue team. They will come to evacuate you if the alarm is false or is real. So if it's not, you can remain here in the event. During the course of this alarm, when it comes up, all elevator goes out of service. All the elevators you see, the one you come in with, they go out of service. And please, when the alarm sound, please don't go into the elevator. During the course of this event, when the alarm sound, please, you can use any of the door to exit. All the doors here are emergency escape route. Our muster point is outside from the entrance where you came in. That's where our muster point is. During the course of this emergency time, we have the backup of the Nigerian police, which is the Area F, which is not far from us, 1.1 kilometer via Obakinjobi Street. We also have the backup of the Duchess International Hospital. They come in during the course of these emergency trials. But here in Marriott, we've not have any fire incidents. So the only thing we do the fire drill. Please, once we call for fire drill, you might call it today. It might not be today. It might be tomorrow. Maybe when next you come again. So please, we want you to participate in that fire drill when that time comes. Our toilets, when you want to use the restroom, we have one behind us, and we have another one this way. So it's for the male. The entrance is just a single entrance, but when you go in, the female restroom is at the left side, while the male restroom is at the right side. We have our muster point up, I've said that, and also have our fire curtain. These fire curtains, when the alarm sounds, the fire curtains divide this event floor. So please, once you find yourself outside when the alarm sounds, don't panic also outside, because the fire curtain is going to come down. It won't allow you to come in this way, and you that is here won't go the other way. So lastly, this one is very important. This is for our personal belongings. So this one, we always make emphasis on it. Please, if when you're going out, maybe you're going out to ease yourself or you're going to have lunch, please go out with your bag, because 1 hour before this event starts, a scenario played, which I don't want to embarrass anybody, because we are all adults. Please, we won't like that kind of scenario to play again, because when it play, I might be forced to embarrass someone. So please, just keep your personal belongings. If you have any intention of do anything, please don't do it, because the security here is top notch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Perhaps I should not have remembered to call them on, but thank you very much for the important information. I now call on the Chair of the Audit Committee to present the report of the Audit Committee, which has been included in page 59 of the annual report and accounts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, the board, members, fellow distinguished shareholders. The report of the Audit Committee is on page 59. I read thus. In accordance with the provision of the section 404, subsection 4 of the Company and Allied Matters Act 2020, we, the members of the Audit Committee of Berger Paint, Nigeria PLC, having carried our statutory function under the Act, hereby report thus. 1. The scope and planning of both the external and internal audit program for the year ending 31st December 2023 were adequate in our opinion. 2, the consolidated and separate financial statements have been prepared in accordance with FRS accounting standard as issued by the International Accounting Standard Board, FRS accounting standard, and in the manner required by the Company and Allied Matters Act, CAMA 2020, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Amended Act 2023. 3, the system of internal control were constantly and effectively monitored. 4, having reviewed the external auditor's findings and recommendation on management matters, we are satisfied with management response thereon. Finally, we acknowledge the cooperation of management in the conduct of these duties. The members of the Audit Committee for the 2023 financial year were, please stand up as I mention your name. My very self, A.K. Chibuzo Emmanuel, shareholders representative. Second, Mrs. Mary Joke Shofolaho, shareholder representative. 3, Mr. Taiwo Afiju, shareholder representative. Dr. Ogechi Iheanacho, non-executive director. Mr. Adekunle Olowokonde, non-executive director. The company secretary, legal advisor, Omolara Bello, serve as the secretary to the committee. Dated this 28th March 2024, signed A.K. Chibuzo Emmanuel, the chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lastly, I call on the representative of DCSL Corporate Services Limited to present the 2023 Board Appraisal Report. The report is on page 58 of the annual report and accounts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, directors, shareholders. Report of the external consultants on the performance of the Board of Directors of Berger Paints PLC for the year ended 31st December 2023. In line with the provisions of Principle 14.1 of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance and Guideline 9 of the Securities and Exchange Commission Corporate Governance Guidelines, DCSL Corporate Services Limited was appointed to undertake an appraisal of the Board of Directors of Berger Paints PLC for the year ended 31st December 2023. The appraisal involved benchmarking the performance of the board against the provisions of the SCGG and the NCCG and entailed a review of the company's corporate and statutory documents, minutes of board and board committee meetings, policies and other ancillary documents made available to us, the administration of questionnaires, as well as interviews with the directors and select members of the executive management team. To ascertain the extent of compliance with relevant corporate governance principles and the performance of the board in general, we benchmarked the company's corporate governance structures, policies, and processes against the provisions of the SCGG and NCCG, as well as global best practices, using the following 7 key corporate governance themes. The first being board structure and composition, the second, strategy and planning, the third, board operations and effectiveness, the fourth, measuring and monitoring performance, the fifth, risk management and compliance, the sixth, corporate citizenship, and the seventh, transparency and disclosure. Following the review of the policies and processes in place at the company, we confirm that the Board of Directors is committed to enthroning the highest standards of corporate governance practices and ensuring adherence to the principles enshrined in the SCGG and the NCCG, as well as globally accepted corporate governance practices. Furthermore, we confirm that the board is committed to setting the pace for the observance of highest ethical standards and transparency in the conduct of the company's business. We have preferred recommendations to address the areas requiring improvement and trust that the board will take appropriate steps to implement these. Our detailed report is contained
Our detailed report contains details of our findings and recommendations. The report is signed by BC Adeyemi, Managing Director, DCSL Corporate Services Limited. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. We have now come to the main business of the meeting. The first item on the agenda is to receive the audited financial statements of the company for the year ended 31st December 2023 and the reports of the directors, auditors, external consultants and the board appraisal and audit committee thereon. The reports and accounts have been circulated to all members in compliance with statutory requirements. Pursuant to the provisions of CAMA 2020, I hereby lay before you, on behalf of the Board of Directors, the company's audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2023, together with the aforementioned reports. Your questions and comments on the reports are welcome. Kindly state your name before asking your questions to enable the company secretary record it correctly. And before I start calling questions, I just wanted to address, we did send out the annual reports in the usual fashion. Most of you received it, I believe. We also brought extra copies, but I got here at 9:30 and there was a lot of people here already, so even those copies ran out. We apologize for anyone who may not have received one. This is your day, this is your meeting. We have no reason not to get it to you, but we do have to get it through the usual delivery and courier companies. And like a lot of things today, there are a lot of challenges associated around even basic functions like that. So please accept our apologies, and we'll be sure, if you leave your name with the Secretariat, we will get you one for the record, as the case may be. Okay, so thank you very much. I'll now like to open for questions on the floor. Can I ask that there are going to be several of you that wish to ask questions. If you can please be brief in your questions, then we can get to more of you as the case may be, and we can take it from there. Okay, so this is your day. The floor is open to you. Can we start with Mrs. Berger? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Board of Directors, regulatory authorities present this morning, my colleagues, shareholders, good morning. My name is Mrs. BC Bakari. I'm the National Coordinator of Pragmatic Shareholders Association of Nigeria. First and foremost, Mr. Chairman, I would like to congratulate the entire board management and staff of our great company, Berger Paints Nigeria PLC, for the improvement in our 2023 performance compared to previous years. Despite the challenges faced in paints industry, we still maintain our leading position. I say kudos to you all. I observed that on page 3, let me go straight to page 3, where we have our bankers. I observed that some of our bankers are no more PLC, but we are still putting PLC on their name, such as Access Bank Limited, GT Bank Limited, and Sterling Bank Limited. We should take note of that. Page 4, Berger Protective Coating. Mr. Chairman, this product is a very good one. I can attest to that. But sir, I would like to ask that, do we have it in smaller sizes, such as 1 liter, 2 liters? This can be more affordable to your customers. We should take note of that also. Page 6, our financial highlights. Mr. Chairman, I observed the profit before tax, profit for the year, and basic earnings per share for the company is higher than the group. I would like to ask that, is it because 31 December 2023, the first year of our consolidation? I would like to know the reason behind that. Still on the same page, our financial highlight performance is an impressive result considering the macroeconomic challenges such as high energy costs, raw materials, effects of current devaluation, on favorable policy on interest rates, and so on. On that note, I want to give kudos to the entire board management of our company for an excellent result. And I hope that 2024 will be more better than this current year. Still on the same page, our revenue. Our revenue grew by 25% to 7.968 billion, while our profit for the year grew by 125% to 445.33 million. This is also good, but I believe there is still room for improvements. Furthermore, I want to ask that what is our company's outlook for year 2024, taking into cognizance interest rates on borrowing, issues of adulterated products, insecurity, and erosion of purchasing power of consumers. What is our outlook for year 2024? Of course, we thank you for the dividend of 100 Naira Kobo in total. This is very good. I will go straight to page. It's like Shama want to rush me, so I've already, yeah. Let me go straight to page. Okay, page 40. Page 40, trade and other receivables. Mr. Chairman, management needs to watch the rate our trade and other receivables are growing. Let's pursue our creditors to reduce the amounts. 297 million is not a small money. We should look at it. Okay, page 73. Proceed from, Mr. Chairman, you have to take it easy for us. Like Mr. Nona Awo used to say, having over 100 pages and you want us to just talk for 1 minute, please just have patience. Your shareholders have only today out of 365 days. Please, I'm trying to rush, but please just have patience for me. Page 73. Proceed from liquidation of investments. I would like to ask that what type of investment did we liquidate? I would like to know. Second to the last comment, page 133, dividend declared between 1995 and 2023. This is some, Mr. Chairman, and highly commendable. There is no year that our company, Berger Paints Nigeria PLC, since 2009 to date, that we did not pay dividend to your shareholders. Even last year, you paid interim dividend to us, first in history of Berger Paints PLC. Lastly, I would like to commend and appreciate management for using this annual report judiciously by advertising all our products. Thank you once again for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you very much. We are here for you, and we want to hear all your comments, but we want to hear from as many of you as possible. I can assure you that we are here as long as it takes. Thank you very much. Okay. Sir Sonny.
Mr. Chairman, I hope you will pardon me for sitting down, because you know usually I used to stamp and jump around.
I know.
But
you're more than welcome to sit down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to congratulate the company for the beautiful result provided by the female MD of the company. Shall we please put our hands together for the female MD? I also want to tell you that it should not be a one success stop. It should be a continuous success. You now have about 4 ladies on the board. You have enough people to work with from the female side, and they are all doctor. Let them give a good injection to Berger Paint so that we can get good one. Mr. Chairman, I want to ask you, why did you deposit 89 million naira with the registrars? Just let's go to the... Yes, that's on page 109. You deposited a sum of 89,796 million with the registrars. Are they bank? Why do you have to do that? And let us know, are they paying interest on that amount of money that you deposited with them? Aren't we paying them for the services they rendered? I want to see whether we've been shortchanged. I'm trying to get the earning per share of this company. Because I remembered the spirit of Mr. Lobo Konde is still working in this company, because you dare not tell him that you are not paying dividend, and you continue to pay dividend. May his soul continue to rest in peace. I remembered my friend, the only white man in your midst, told me the last meeting I attended in Abuja that a dividend is coming, and it has come. It should not stop. The stream should continue like that. I have just been told that earning per share is 71 kobo. Page 71. I am sorry, I'm being helped. It's not like before. I've just been corrected. The earning per share is 154 kobo, and you are giving us 80 kobo. What happened to the remaining money? Don't worry. You will give us. Okay. Hard work will produce the remaining. Am I being hard? I believe hard work will produce the remaining and add more. So the vigor of the MD will have to increase. It's very easy for a female MD to say no than a male chairman to say no to some of the frivolous demands. So we have to be very, very careful, especially on expenses, and ensure that we control our expenses so that any money saved from expenses will go to dividend payout or the general reserve to enable us to get a better dividend. So, and you also have to explore where we can get a cheap, good raw material. I underline it with good raw materials, and the chief supplier of good materials is on your board, and he should be able to tell us which one is good and which one is not good. So, Mr. Chairman, it's important that going further, we should expect a better dividend from Berger Paint. And we should also ensure that our marketing division will do a very good job in ensuring, because paint are unreachable now. I was just talking to a friend of mine here. I asked him, how long do you paint your house? He said, every 3 years. So that's a sign to us that it's not really easy. But for us, it is easy. You know, we must work on those things to make sure that our product continues to be a quality product. You know, you have a very strong competitor, which I didn't want to mention the name. You know this. And therefore, we must make sure that our products are reachable and affordable to everybody. And I don't know why we are not setting up a color shop like your competitor, where people can easily go and prepare a color. I know I have a color in Berger Paint. That color was formed in Abuja when we went to open Abuja. I have a color, I will soon ask you, how is this selling? That my color. And although I'm not asking for any commission from it, but I know it's a beautiful color, just like I am also handsome to women. And definitely it will sell. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to congratulate you for navigating well among the directors. I remember Abby and your father also did very well in federal services. And you will make sure you do very well to the admiration of the shareholders in Berger Paint. So I'll continue to wish you luck. And you know your junior brother is a very nice guy too. And you must also be a nice guy. You have doctors in your midst and they should be able to direct you or advise you well while you direct them properly. They advise you well, you direct them properly. We look forward to a better AGM next year. You'll recall that in the last 3 years or 4, I have not been to your AGM, and I decided to come today because of 80 kobo. When my friend was alive, he will not accept 80 kobo. You know, he will encourage you to pay more. And let's hope that next time you pay more. I want to wish and welcome all the new directors. You are all welcome to the family of Berger Paint. So I hope that your coming in will be a plus to the shareholders. Please do not let your coming in to diminish the dividend that we are receiving. Rather, let it increase the dividend we are receiving. Okay, Chi, you had me. Hawa, you had me. Yeah, whatever you have learned from your university, please add it to what we are going to gain from Berger Paint. You're welcome to the board of Berger Paint. You have veterans on the board who will not allow you to miss your way. Okay, you are the closer, and Hawa, look at the two of you. You have the chief merchant in your midst, and you should be able to make sure that things are better for the company. He's one of the oldest directors of Berger Paint. Although the man on my right-hand side should have been one of the best, but I think at his age, he wants to rest. And he's resting with me here. So we also thank him for the services he has rendered, both in Berger Paint and Intercontinental Bank in those days. You know. So, my good friend, brother, and Abby, I congratulate you for this AGM and the dividend you are paying. But next time, if you pay anything less than 80, I will not congratulate you. You know, me too, I'm aging and I need money. So, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Sir Sonny. And also, I just want to mention, yes, it's Dr. Aisha Umar that's joined us as well. Thank you. Can I just call on Dr. Berry, then I'm going to come all the way through. Dr. Berry, just say a few words. Don't worry, everyone. You will all get a chance. Thank you.
Distinguished shareholders, I'm sure that we're all happy with this board. Today, in the last few years that I'm gracing this AGM, so I wish to congratulate the chairman and the board member for very good performance. For the first time, we received interim dividend in Berger. And as Chief Sonny Mosu has said, this is just the beginning. He said that's why he's here today. Chairman, you can see for people of my age to be here to thank you and praise you and your board is because you are doing well. I believe that Berger Paint has a great future. I believe that with this board we have now, for the first time, a female MD, and she has performed wonderfully well. It shows that what men can do, women can do what? Better. Well, this is a big challenge. And I join Chief Sonny Mosu in thanking the board, the chairman and the management, and I pray that you keep it up. May God sustain you. May God keep you going. So at the end of the day, every year your shareholder will be happy and they'll be praying for you. Thank you very much, Chairman, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Berry. Fine, it was Mr. Botai, then I'll come to you.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Tunjiba Midili. I'm a national president of Starlight Shareholder Association of Nigeria. I'm a member of a professional investor in Nigeria. Good morning, my chairman and all shareholders seated. My chairman, I'm in line with all the speakers in the beginning of today for appreciating the board. And I believe and I pray God will continue assisting you. My chairman, I have few observations I want to call on your attention to. But before that, I need to appreciate the company secretariat and the finance department for good work. Because when I send a signal, I got the soft copy and hard copy. So I could be able to peruse it. I really appreciate you, company secretariat, for job well done. Permit my chairman, I go through your chairman's statement, very comprehensive. You gave us area of page 15 downward. A sustainability report is impressive. You call our area of technology investment very, very fantastic. You are do more research for the industry to move to the highest level. And even to the area of infraction, no infraction. So the compliance department are working very well. We really appreciate all of you. And people have said a lot of things about dividend, but let me look at page 35 to 40, area of corporate governance. In fact, the board shows a sign of commitment. Page 35 to 40, area of board attendance, every 100%. We appreciate all of you. Daddy have said that a one man do, a woman do better. Madam, you are really fine, and we appreciate it. We're ready to give all necessary support anytime you need. My chairman, few observations I want to call your attention to. In page 99, page 107, 18, you talk about the investment in subsidiary. And there's often yearly valuation model apply. And certain thing missing there. We want to know how much valuation expenses that's supposed to be recording. We like to know. And page 109, area of impairment. Your impairment is moving up. What are you putting in place? Area of impairment. Permit my chairman, in area of corporate governance, we are looking at director shareholding structure. Yes, my chairman. In this document, director shareholding structure is missing. We like to know the holding of each director and who is representing who. And minority shareholder representative in the board. I want you to consider it in future. We have a good retainer. Why can't you, my chairman, can you be, if you cannot increase the dividend this year, can't you consider bonus issue? If you go with the bonus issue, you can still appreciate you more better. Thank you, my chairman. We'll continue giving more support. Thank you.
Comrade Oguntoye.
Good morning. I'm studying on a system protocol. I'm Comrade Lawrence Oguntoye. I want to appreciate the eminent shareholders because looking at today's dates, we have 3 meetings. And I can see that the house is electrifying. And that's true that most of the shareholders that are here, they love Berger paints. Could you please celebrate yourself, please? Appreciate yourself for that. Much has been said at these magnanimous results. which is impressive at this inflationary pressure, at this polluted, corruptible, and unhealthy economy we find ourselves in Nigeria. But we appreciate you for this wonderful performance, because all your financial indices, astronomically, they are attractive. We want to say kudos to you. I quickly want to go to advice because of time. I want to be economical in time because much kudos have been given to you. I want to advise the board and management that they should finance their working capital more than before. And at the same time, our management should finance all permanent current assets with long-term finance and all fluctuating current assets. However, on no condition should non-current assets be financed by short-term fund. You know, I'm reading it through my phone because I supposed to appreciate the company secretary and also the registrar, because before 21 days from Ibadan, I came all the way from Ibadan, we received these digital reports and also the hard copy. So I still want to join my colleagues seated with me here. We appreciate it, because I was surprised when some people are saying I couldn't receive this morning. So I appreciate you for that better performance. We observe that the Nigerian market segmentation is heterogeneous into homogeneous. So therefore, management should subject themselves into a rigorous thinking more than before by applying target audience in regard of our attractive product for more patronage in the interest of our company's sustainability. What do I mean in this sense? Is that we should try to look downwards to the rural environments where new buildings are being well structured, unlike the environment we find ourselves here. Let's go down there, let's target our customers so as to robust our profitability. I want to appreciate you on the payable period. We appreciate you on the profitability and efficiency. It's also fantastic. I quickly want to go to, before I go to question, I observe that we have a loss in FS, which is fantastic. And what really impressed me is that we have the material we have is a local. It's local. So we all understand that the dollar rate now, if assuming that we source for this material outside the country, at least at this time around, we will not be here to celebrate the dividend. We will not be here to celebrate dividend, but we appreciate you in that regard. Let me go to question. How far have we gone on debt recovery? I just want to summarize because I have more here. How far have we gone on debt recovery? And what is our strategic plan to be ahead of an incessant CBN policy at this frustrating economy? Cash and cash equivalent, what is driving it? Having gone through the annual reports, by having a microscopic look into that, I want to appreciate the CFO. He performed excellently. We don't find error, but there's a particular place that we still need to communicate personally to CFO. But as far as the quantitative and qualitative reports is concerned, he performed excellently. I want to appreciate the leadership role of my able chairman. I want to appreciate the MD. What man can do, a woman can do better. I believe that next year we are going to celebrate 100 kobo. We are going to celebrate that. We are going to celebrate 150. We are going to celebrate 2 naira. We are going to celebrate 3 naira. And I believe that you are going to perform magic one next year. Company secretary, you are accessible. And I could see that based on your envious office, your advice is commensurate to the board and management standards. So you just keep it up, expect more support from our end. I want to appreciate the workforce that baked this cake, and I want to appreciate the integral board and management. You keep it up. We appreciate you. While I'm going to drop the mic, and at the same time to wish the eminent shareholders Johnny Messi to our various destinations, and at the same time to congratulate the Berger Paints. Berger Paint. Thank you for the opportunity. God bless you.
The lady in pink, and then we're going to be rounding up. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, other board members, the regulatory authorities, my fellow distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barrister Detutu Shiyombola. I'm the president of Highly Favored Shareholders Association. Mr. Chairman, I have some observations, comments, questions, and suggestions on our annual reports. With your kind permission, I will quickly run through them. Though I want to skip financial highlights, but I want to join the previous speakers in giving kudos to this board for impressive performance in the year under review. Please keep it up, and we want you to do more for us. From page 9 to 11, the beautiful faces and the profile of the board of directors. Observe that we have 4 ladies in the board of 7 directors, which amounts to 57%. This is commendable. Please keep it up. From page 19 to 21, the beautiful faces and profile of the management team. Also observe that we have 3 ladies in the management team of 7 members, which amounts to 42.8%. This is commendable as well. I am convinced that our company is gender-friendly. Please keep it up. From page 35 to 40, attendance at board meetings and board committee meetings is good, but can be better. We need to improve on our attendance. On page 36, item V, directors' interest in shares. I observe that only 3 directors out of 7 listed have our shares attached to their names directly or indirectly in the year under review. I want to know why. On the same page 40, donations and gifts. I observe that our CSR in the year under review centered on education only. Next time, we should extend it to health, social welfare, youth empowerment, and community development. On page 70, separate and consolidated statement of financial position. Please permit me to limit myself to company's position, because that's the only one I can compare there. Trade and other receivables under inventories went up from 243.4 million naira to 310.04 million naira in the year under review. What are the modalities in place to collect these debts from our customers to the BRS minimum so that it will not end up as bad debt that will be written off? Trade and other payables also went up from 1.2 billion naira to 1.4 billion naira in the year under review. How do we intend to pay this debt to our creditors? On page 99, note 9A, expenses. Please also permit me to limit myself to company's expenses, because that's the only one I can compare there. Utilities went up from 116.8 million naira to 192.1 million naira in the year under review. This is huge. Why? On page 131, substantial interest in shares. Observe that we have 5 major shareholders with the minority shareholders in the company in the year under review. I would like to know who is representing the minority shareholders in this our board. On page 133, shares capitalization history. I observed that the last time we received bonus was year 2001, which is 23 years ago. I would like to suggest to the board and the management team to consider issuance of bonus when deliberating on 2024 annual accounts and reports. Lastly, I observe that we have utilized this annual report judiciously to advertise all our products. This is commendable. Please keep it up. Thanks, and God bless you richly for this opportunity, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate.
Thank you. Can we go to Moses?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my fellow shareholder. My name is Mrs. C.O. Obide, National Coordinator of ACK of God Shareholder Association. A lot has been said, but I observed something in our marketing. Lagos Island, that is Adenichi.
That's a question, man. Please, you have to wait for your turn.
I say observation. It's an observation.
Well, I thought it was about the proceedings.
No.
Otherwise, you will get the microphone. I'll call on you. You can make your observation. Please be patient, because there was somebody standing already. I thought you observed something in the proceeding. It was a point of order. Thank you. Go ahead. Thank you.
Chairman, thank you. Good morning. And good morning to each and every one of you who are here. The name is Igrude Moses, the National Coordinator of Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Before I start, I will first of all say, when we say men of good way, now this time around I say good women of good way, combined with men of good way. When they are in position, a lot of good things happen. And that is what is happening here in Berger Paint. And then, when we say you have done well, we are only trying to encourage you more to do more. And I'm going to highlight certain area you need to look at going forward. One, the way the economy is going, we need to look at how we manage our raw material, how we source our raw material. We don't know where we are going. That is a fact. The dollar is going up, coming down, going up, and mostly going up. So what do we do? What are the strategies are we putting in place to make sure that our source of raw materials are localized, and making sure that our source of raw materials, the source we are getting there, we get them cheaply, in order for us to make sure that we produce quality product at a cheaper rate. That is one. Two, we have a lot of products also, apart from paints, that these on oil and gas products. What are we doing also to source those raw materials, market them very well, so that at the end of the day, we make sure that our products are sold at affordable price. Another one I want you to look at. If you look at one of the page there, you took a loan from BOI that you want to facilitate a plant that you are building, which is okay. That expansion is a sign of progress. We make sure that the rate at which the interest rates are going, we make sure that we honor our obligation, so that we will not be default. There will not be any default, so that we will not pay extra interest or penalty. It's very key. Then, if you look at revenue over cost of C, page 71, 100, note 9, which you look at it, that has increased 26% increment in that revenue. So you need to look at that. Check. Then again, look at group consolidation also. You are doing the first time of consolidating our group. Our expectation is that when you consolidated the group, the bottom line of the group should be more. So we are expecting more from you next year based on our consolidation. Then we have to look at internal structure and maintenance, selling and distribution expenses on page 700 and note 9 also. It increased by 65%. So you need to look and check that also. My advice is that to make sure that you put in place to reduce or seek lower alternative in procuring your various cost elements, while making sure that we also appreciate your effort you have put in place. Finance costs also, we need to look at it. You know, the rate, and we know that the interest rate is high, but we need to look and check our finance costs also. Then I've discussed loan and borrowings. I've discussed that on page 70, 112, note 26. So I'm not going to talk about much, but I'm just putting them where you have to look at so that at the end of the day, you make sure that you perform very well. Your 5-year summary is commendable if you look at it. 5-year summary, you are perform very well, you are growing persistently, you are growing. So I want you to continue and consistently doing that so that at the end of the day, we continue to appreciate you for that. And in conclusion, we as shareholders, we are concerned, we are worried about the situation of the country, how it affects individual and our company. It is now that you have to put on your thinking cap. It is now that you have to find strategy in order to put your head high so that our company will not go with the present condition. Rather, we should come out strong and bold. So we pray as the elders have already prayed and wish you well. I join them all to wish you well. And make sure, Chairman, with your team and the women in charge, you have to do well. We are looking that you will provide more for us and making sure that the business is strong, sound, and profitable going forward as usual. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Bruder Moses.
Thank you very much. The lady with the observation, then we're rounding up, sorry.
Thank you for the opportunity. Once again, my name is Mrs. Obide, National Coordinator of ACK of God Shareholder Association. Sir, there are some, can I continue?
Yes, sir.
There are some areas that we need to focus on, a special area that we don't have our products. Adeniji is one of them. Adeniji is a place of a paint where people, there's no paint, you will not get there. But our own paint is not in Adeniji, in Lagos Island. Ikorodu is a center where people are building houses, different houses. Ijebu-Ode, along Imota, Ikorodu, Ijebu-Ode side, we don't have distributor there. Let's focus on this side. These are the area people are moving into. Building is constructing there. This, after my 2, Badagry Express, our paint is not there. If we don't focus on that side, can I continue?
Yes, you can. That's how I can listen.
Okay, if we don't focus on that side, before we know it, we will get imitation and they will say it's Berger paint. How? And secondly, what are we putting in place for people that is doing adulteration? Our sales department are a little bit lacking in that area. Before they imitate our products, what are we doing in place to regulate that area. We should see something, we should look at how we can get revenue. You have tried in the dividend you gave us, but when we include those areas to our marketing strategy, our dividend next year will not be kobo, it will be in naira. What shareholder need, we are reaping the fruit of our labor, and this is our dividend. We are Oliver Twist, we ask for more. If we pick this area and add to it, we'll get more shareholder at this side, we'll get more dividend. So let's focus on it. Let's focus on that area. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Can we? Okay, let me answer some of the questions. Thank you very much. On behalf of the board, we accept all the commendations. We also accept all the criticisms and constructive or otherwise. It's your day, it's the time to hear from you. I'll just speak broadly on a few areas and try not to answer any specific questions too much if I can. We always ensure that we put the best interests of the company forward. One of the things that we've looked at, I noticed that there seems to be, perhaps people are forgetting that we also paid an interim dividend. So therefore, we are paying ₦1 in total for the year. There was a question on the deposit with registrars. Obviously, whenever we declare a dividend, we put aside and pay them a certain amount, and they have to retain a portion of the funds to meet requests for dividend payments. Not everybody, there's still some people who are not set up for electronic, or they're coming for prior years. So eventually that money is returned to us, so we're actually not, it's not a money market instrument that we are going to be looking at. There were questions on the subsidiary. We recognize that in the first consolidation exercise, we have clearly made some investments in the subsidiary. I want to assure you that the board and the company is taking a methodical approach to the company. It is considered. We are definitely looking before we leap. And those investments obviously have reflected in the initial drag on the consolidated group accounts. We think it will give us a focus. We also think it's a means of diversifying what we are doing, which addresses some of the questions you have had already in that regard. So therefore, we fully anticipate that once that subsidiary is on board, it will add to the bottom line. There was a question and somebody mentioned that they didn't see the director's shareholding interest. That is actually on page 36, I believe, of the annual report. So it's in there and it's fully declared. Related to that, there are also questions that have been why some of the directors don't have shares. We always strive for balance on this board, and we feel that we have the appropriate mix of skill sets, and more importantly, we have the cognitive diversity that we require for different thought processes around all the challenges that we face. We view that as a bonus that some of our directors don't have shares, so that they are singular in their focus to the company in that regard, and gives them a high degree of independence around the board. Related to that is the issue of who is looking after the minority interest. The answer is that we don't have any minority interest in this company. This board believes that we are all interested stakeholders in the company. Who is looking after your interest? We are, because your interests are our interests. I continue to say that every year, that as long as we are here, we are looking after the interests of the shareholders of this company. It is paramount. There is therefore no alternative decision where some shareholders are preferred over others is equally important, and it's testament to the guidance that we give the Secretariat. I think you can attest from that side of the floor that the way you are received in the Secretariat, you don't actually have to know anybody in this company. We look after the minority interests, we look after the majority interests, we look after all our interests. We rise and hopefully not fall together. So I hope that gives you some comfort in your thinking of whether your interests are being looked after in this company. Thank you. There were one or two questions. Look, I will speak about the environment that we're in. It ties into the outlook for 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, I won't mince any words. The conditions are terrible. For manufacturers, for all businesses, I'm sure the businesses you're involved in, you can attest to that. The scale of the challenge is beyond even 2015, 2016, as some of you remember, when we thought those were dark days. One of the benefits of longevity here is that you have prior experience in terms of what you're going through. But I must say, even with that, the perfect storm of challenges and headwinds that we are facing as an industry is going to take everything we can. We're going to need all your help. Sometimes we get requests from shareholders to want to share their thoughts on that and everything. We welcome, because we have to. We will speak to the regulators. They're doing everything they can to support us. We try to speak to the government, and usually what they give with one hand, they take with the other. So we're not going to sugarcoat it. This year is worse than last year. It's more challenging, but I believe we're up to the task. We will do everything we can. We will do, whether it's raw material sourcing, whether it's horizontal or vertical integration, so that we have better, better control of our chain in terms of the manufacturing chain. We mentioned locations. We look after it. Adulteration, that's one of the reasons we don't go to certain locations. Certain locations are very notorious for adulteration. I won't mention, but one of the locations mentioned is well known for that. We continue to pursue to maintain the integrity of our products as best we can. But all in all, I would say that I believe you're well served. I want to take the opportunity once again to commend this board and the management, because it has made the leadership aspect of it very easy in that regard. We have sincerity of purpose. We understand what we're trying to do for you. I remember we got a direct challenge last year that we should pay 1 naira this year. We met that challenge. I think you'll agree. I will pretend I did not hear the challenge for next year, for this year, because the number was very high, and where we are now is quite challenging. But I want to thank you all for coming in. I want to thank you. One of the reasons, and that's one of the reasons we had it in person, and coincidentally we happened to choose a day when we didn't anticipate there would be other meetings, because we haven't seen some of you for some time. And we know when the big boys are having their meeting, some of you are running from pillar to post. So we have your undivided attention. We are making the most of it. That's why we had extended commentary. And that is why we'll now make some progress. We have a few resolutions, and I know that with your support, we can speedily cast those. So I thank you all once again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Having answered your questions, we now move on to consideration of the resolutions. May I request that a shareholder please move the motion that the audited accounts for the financial year ended 31st December 2023, together with the reports of the directors, auditors, board appraisers, and audit committee now submitted to this meeting, be and are hereby received. Can somebody move that motion?
Thank
State
you,
your-
my amiable chairman. The name is Engineer Victor Engineer. I move.
Can somebody second, please? We'll get there.
Thank you, Mr.
I have many resolutions, don't worry, I'm going to distribute them. Like palliative, though we'll be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name is Martins Akim Abiola. I so second the motion.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I shall now call on the registrars to conduct the voting by poll, and they'll give the instructions on how to use your device. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and all members of the board. Good morning, distinguished shareholders and proxies. I want to believe everyone has been accredited and given a voting device. So just to take us through it. Okay, if you look at your voting, I'm sorry, apologies for that. Number 1 stands for 4. You are voting for the resolution, in favor of the resolution. Number 2 is voting against. And number 3 is abstain, meaning that you do not want to vote at all. Number 4 and number 5 do not apply, does not work. Any questions? Okay, so I was told to repeat it. Number 1, if you press 1, once it's time to vote, it shows you are voting for, in favor of the resolution. If you press 2, it shows you are voting against. If you press 2, you are voting against the motion. Number 3 is abstain, meaning that you do not want to vote at all. Number 4 and number 5 do not apply. Any questions? Okay, so would please proceed. We can go ahead to vote. The results will show once we're done. It would appear on the screen. Are we all done? Okay, the system is counting down. That's the timer on the screen. Okay, so these are the results. Everyone voted for, in favor of the first resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I declare that the motion has been carried unanimously. Okay, that was a bit speedy. Would your preference be a show of hands? Because we do want to ensure, we do have people that are online and we want to carry along all. I'm sure we'll be able to speed it up. So we'll just carry on like that. Okay, thank you. Distinguished shareholders, we now move to the next item, which is the declaration of a final dividend for the year ended 2023. The board has recommended for your approval the sum of 231,858,757 naira and 60 kobo to be paid out as final dividend. This amounts to a final dividend of 80 kobo per each 50 kobo ordinary share of the company held. This will bring the total dividend paid for the 2023 financial year to 100 kobo, when combined with the interim dividend of 20 kobo per 50 kobo ordinary share earlier paid to shareholders. If the shareholders approve the recommendation, the final dividend will be paid electronically today, 14th of May 2024, less withholding tax, to shareholders whose name appear on our company's register of members as at the close of business of 16th of April 2024, and who have completed the e-dividend registration and mandated the registrars to pay their dividends directly into their accounts. Can a shareholder please move the motion? I have to read it statutorily. That a final dividend payment in the sum of 231,858,757 naira and 60 kobo, which translates to 80 kobo per each 50 kobo ordinary share of the company held, subject to withholding tax, to be made to shareholders whose names appear on the company's register of members as at the close of business of 16th April 2024, as recommended by the board, be and is hereby approved. Can a shareholder please move the motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity. The name is Abayomi Adebayo, representing Passionate Shareholders Association. I moved that motion because I believe you will pay higher next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Can the lady in the t-shirt, white, to second? Sorry?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving me the opportunity. The name is Williams Grace Nwakego. I second the motion.
Thank you very much. I shall now call on the registrars to conduct the voting by poll and give us the results.
Okay, so we'll be voting again. Number 1, for. Number 2, against. Number 3, abstain. 4 and 5 do not work. So we may please proceed while the system starts to count down. Thank you. The timer will appear and we'll see when our voting is done. 1, for. 2, against. 3, abstain. Sorry, the media team. Okay, thank you. It usually counts down for about a minute to give everyone the opportunity to vote. It's programmed that way. Apologies. Sorry, about 15 seconds left, please. Thank you. Can we have the results, please? Okay, so we have 99.95% of shareholders and proxies have voted for, and we have 0.05% voted against. Thank you.
I declare that the motion has been carried. The next item is re-election of directors. Distinguished shareholders, the retiring directors are myself and Mr. Adekolo Lokonde. Being eligible, we're offering themselves for re-election in accordance with KAMA. As I am standing, I will now ask Dr. Iheanacho to propose my re-election. Thank you.
Distinguished shareholders, our chairman has given me the responsibility to carry this out. So looking at the resolution for re-election of Mr. Abi Aida as a director, can a member please move the motion that Mr. Abi Aida, who having retired by rotation, being eligible and having offered himself for re-election, be duly re-elected?
Thank you, the acting chair. I'm glad to to move the motion as stated by the acting chair. Thank you. Bamishile Abiola, thank you.
And the man at the back, please.
Thank you. The name is Lawal Wahab Olatuji. I rise to second that motion.
Thank you, and refer to the registrar.
Okay, please let's vote. 1 for, 2 against, 3 abstain, 4 and 5 do not apply. Thank you. While we wait for the media team to project the voting screen. We can just continue to vote. The system is counting it. I think the team is working on projecting it. So please, let's vote. Let's cast our votes, please. $25 seconds left. $10 seconds left. Thank you. Everyone voted in favor of the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. We declare the motion carried, and I hand back to the chairman.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the faith reposed. As you can see, the voting actually carried it as a single resolution. With your permission, can we consider that a single resolution, or would you like us to go for an individual resolution? It is noted for the record that a single resolution, and therefore I would like to congratulate Mr. Adekunle Olowokonde as well on his re-election. Thank you. Distinguished shareholders, the next item on the agenda is the appointment of external auditors of the company. Messrs. KPMG Professional Services, having certified the relevant corporate governance rules on their tenure in office, have concluded their tenure as auditors of the company. The firm of Pernell Kerr Foster Professional Services has indicated their willingness to commence their tenure in office as independent external auditors of the company. If the shareholders approve this resolution, Pernell Kerr Foster Professional Services shall be reappointed as subsequent AGMs without any resolution being passed, in accordance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act. Before I move the motion, let me just, on your behalf, thank KPMG Professional Services. It has been 10 seamless years of service. They have done an excellent job on your behalf. And I'm pleased to say they've actually given the company a very hard time to ensure that we put our best foot forward in looking after your interests. There are not too many long-term relationships in Nigeria anymore. This is one we can celebrate. I want to thank them and wish them all the best, and we appreciate their service, and I hope I'm not being presumptuous in thanking them on your behalf. Thank you. Can a shareholder please move this motion that Pernell Kerr Foster Professional Services be hereby appointed as external auditors of the company from the conclusion of this meeting until the conclusion of the next general meeting? I'm going to go there. Can that gentleman who was quite insistent move the motion?
I, Femi Oduemi, do move that motion, sir.
Can somebody please second? All the way at the back, the gentleman on the right. I know.
I rise to support the motion, as this Lukmo is the name.
Thank you. Can we now move to do that? I see you have an annual report in your hands now, so thank you for that. Okay, thank you. Can I call on the registrars, please?
Yes, please. So please let's vote as usual. Thank you. Whilst the countdown starts now. Okay, let's have the results, please. Everyone voted for, 100% for, just one against. Thank you.
I declare the motion carried. Distinguished shareholders, the next item on the agenda is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors sequel to the appointment of Panelka Foster Professional Services as the external auditors. It is necessary that the directors be authorized by members at this annual general meeting to fix their remuneration. Can a member please move the motion that the remuneration and expenses of the company's auditor, Panelka Foster Professional Services, be fixed by the directors in respect of the period ending at the end of the next annual general meeting, pursuant to Section 408, subsection 1, Clause B of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Can someone please move that motion? With the annual report, sir. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Akiode Olatunji. I move the motion.
Black hat.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Marco Juola Oladayo Abdul Yakin. I second the motion.
I call on the registrars to conduct the voting by poll and give us the results.
Yes, please. Thank you, sir. Please let's proceed to vote. Time starts now. We have 30 seconds to do that. Thank you. Thank you. Voting completed. Please let's have the results. We have 100% for and just one against. Thank you.
I declare the motion carried. Sections 257 and 238, CAMA 2020, makes provision for the disclosure of the remuneration of the managers of the business. Section 257 of CAMA provides that the compensation for the managers of the business must be disclosed to members at the general meeting. The remuneration for the managers of the business for the 2023 financial year was 117,592,785 naira and 39 kobo. No resolution is required to be taken on this item. Thank you. Section 404 of CAMA provides for the setting up of an audit committee consisting of an equal number of directors and representatives of the shareholders, subject to a maximum of 5 members, who shall examine the auditor's report and make recommendations to the annual general meeting. The Board of Directors, in compliance with CAMA 2020, has chosen 2 directors, Dr. Ogechi Henacho and Mr. Kunle Oluokonde, as members of the audit committee. Section 404, subsection 6 of CAMA further stipulates that any member may nominate another shareholder as a member of the audit committee by giving notice of such nomination at least 21 days before the AGM. As at the close of business on 23rd April 2024, 5 valid nominations were received for election into the audit committee. The names of the nominees and those that nominated them have been verified with our registrars. However, 2 of these persons withdrew their nominations, leaving 3 nominees to be put up for election. We will now go through the process of electing the statutory audit committee members for the 2024 financial year. This nomination will be by show of hands, as Section 249, subsection 3 of CAMA 2020 prohibits shareholders from demanding a poll on the election of audit committee members. As I call the names of the nominees, I would like to ask that they come out to the front of the hall for identification. Your nominees for membership of the audit committee are Chibuzo, AK. Mary Shofalaho. Taiwo Afinju. And they were nominated by Ajani Abidoye, Baka Ebere, and Okpara Chukudi, respectively. On this, okay.
There is no election. You have 3 members, and you want to call them to stand election. Which election? There is no election, Mr. Chairman.
It's in the process. I'm about to address that. Thank you. Having listed your nominees to the Statutory Audit Committee, I will now call on a member to propose the following resolution. That pursuant to Section 404, subsection 3 of the Company and Allied Matters Act, an audit committee of the company be and is hereby appointed with effect from today, 14th May 2024, till the conclusion of the next annual general meeting. The following and to constitute the membership of the committee: for directors, Dr. Ogechi Ehenacho and Mr. Kunle Olowokonde; for shareholders, Mr. Chibuzo Ike, Mrs. Mary Shofalaho, and Mr. Taiwo Afiju. Can a shareholder so move the motion? The lady in the red hat.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I, Mrs. A.O. Odusoya, I so move the motion.
Can somebody second, please? In yellow with the cap.
Thank you very much. Ajani Wahab Abido is my name. I second the motion.
I will now put the motion to the meeting. Will those in favor of the motion, in addition to myself, please signify by raising their right hands? Will those against? I declare the motion carried unanimously. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to the Audit Committee. Section 293 of CAMA provides that the remuneration of the directors shall from time to time be determined by the company in general meeting. As such, remuneration is deemed to accrue from day to day. Therefore, in accordance with CAMA, the board is seeking members' approval to fix the remuneration of the directors of the company. Can a member please move the motion that the board of directors be authorized to fix the remuneration of the directors subject to the combined remuneration compensation package for the board of directors being at a sum not exceeding 150 million naira only? I can't hear. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name is Salah M. Adebanjo. I rise to move that motion. Thank you, sir.
Can somebody second? The gentleman standing up there.
Thank you, my chairman, for recognizing me at last. I am Yekina Adisa. I rise to second the motion. Thank you.
Can I call on the registrars for the voting?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please, before we proceed to vote, we would like to encourage everyone.
No, what I'm saying this motion that we are raising for the remuneration of the non-director, are you not directly involved? If you are involved, the procedure is to give it to the MD to carry out this motion, because you as a chairman is involved, unless you are not involved. Did you get what I'm saying? Conflict of interest.
Okay.
Thank you. That is your observation they are trying to...
So we'll redo it. Yes. MD?
Can a member please move the motion that the Board of Directors be authorized to fix the remuneration of the directors subject to the combined remuneration and compensation package for the Board of Directors being a sum not exceeding 150 million naira. A shareholder should please select
Thank you,
to move the
ma'am.
motion.
Thank you, MD. The name is Salah. I am Adebanjo. I move the motion.
Thank you again, my acting chairman. Yakin Adisa, second the motion.
Thank you. I invite the registrars to conduct.
Thank you, ma. Good afternoon, distinguished shareholders. So we noticed that only about 50% of the people in the room are actually voting, and we were all given voting devices at the point of accreditation. So please, we want to encourage everyone. It's just a press of a button. Number 1, for, number 2, against, and number 3 means you do not want to vote. So please, let's bring out our voting devices as we proceed to vote. Yes, again. You don't need to face the screen, just press it. Doesn't need to face the screen. Thank you. Please, let's all cast our votes. Thank you. We have 28 seconds left. Just bring it out and press the button. Thank you.
That's what I'm doing. Yes, I just told her, yes.
Thank you. Let's see the results now. Okay. 100% in favor, 2 against. Thank you.
I declare that the motion has been carried. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MD. As you can see, she's found out that this thing is not easy. Distinguished shareholders, pursuant to the rules governing transactions with related parties or interested persons by the Nigeria Stock Exchange, it is proposed that an ordinary resolution be passed to renew the authorization given to the board and management at previous annual general meetings to enter into recurrent related party transactions. In view of this, can a member please move the motion that the general mandate given to the company to enter into recurrent transactions of a revenue or trading nature with related parties or interested persons for the company's day-to-day operations be and is hereby renewed. Can a shareholder please move the motion? Where's the ladies? The gentleman in orange. Yes. No. Okay. Middle. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Joseph Iwoha. I rise to move that motion.
Madam.
I rise to second.
Thank you very much. Can the registrars conduct the vote, please?
Yes, please, let's bring out our devices as we vote. Whilst we're casting our vote, I would like to say that please do not go home with the devices. The registrar, my team members will be around to collect them from you once we are done. Thank you. Please, let's cast our votes. 1 for, 2 against, 3 for, 5 do not count. Thank you. 100% for and just one shareholder against. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I declare the motion carried. Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, as there is no other business for which due statutory notice was given, I thank you all for attending and taking part in the affairs of our company. I hereby declare the 64th Annual General Meeting of our company closed. Please let us stand for the national anthem. Thank you.